The kangaroo, a national icon and part of the Australian symbol, close to the heart of many Aussies. But kangaroos, and in particular their meat, can play an important role in the conservation of a delicate Australian environment.
Kangaroos are entirely herbivorous, eating plants and sometimes fungi. Since the arrival of European settlers, kangaroo populations have gone through the roof due to the increased water and food available to them as a result of the farming and agriculture introduced into this relatively untouched and ancient landscape. They are the most numerous large land mammals on the planet. The 2002 population estimate puts their numbers at 58.6 million, twice the population of cattle. In many places they are actually considered pests.
These guys can cause a lot of trouble, creating competition with our cattle and sheep for rangeland, water, crops, and they can also damage fences. But what are the problems caused by all the other grazers in this country, which are made up entirely of introduced species, i.e. cattle and sheep?
Yeah, that was good.
70% of all grazing pressure on Australian landscapes is a result of agricultural cattle introduced by the European settlers. These vast amounts of hard-hooved cattle and sheep trample the soil, leading to high erosion of the nutrient-rich topsoil. It is estimated that 2.81 million kilometres squared of land is degraded, which is the equivalent to over 23 million football fields. And this will become desert if land use and management do not change.
Unlike cattle and sheep, who are hard-hooved, kangaroos have soft padded feet, which don't cause any damage to the landscape and minimise soil erosion.
Aboriginals have hunted kangaroos for their skins and meat for tens of thousands of years, but many Australians do not like the idea of eating kangaroo. After all, how could you eat Skippy? This attitude is changing and the demand for kangaroo meat is increasing.
Do you know anything about the environmental issues associated with kangaroo meat?
No, not at all.
Basically.
I think because it hasn't been, it's not a thing that we've always done.
Yeah.
We've never eaten kangaroo. It's
Yeah.
never been a part of our staple diet.
Yeah.
Chicken, meat, fish, steak, you know, anything from a lamb or...
Yeah.
We've always eaten. Kangaroo, we've never.
Yeah.
I suppose it's probably a stigma too.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
thing in my head that's like...
I'm aware that of the quality of the meat, that it's a good, lean quality meat. Yes. Kangaroo meat generally I would consider feeding to my dog rather than having it for a barbecue.
There are so many benefits of eating kangaroo. As mentioned before, they don't degrade the landscape. They lead to a higher amount of grasses and therefore a higher abundance of other ground-dwelling species. Improved wool quality in sheep, improved meat quality in all other grazers, and money into the economy from sale of kangaroo products. The amount of meat gained per kilo weight of the animal is higher in kangaroos than in sheep or cattle. If the total quota of kangaroos was reached and sold exclusively for human consumption, the total per annum income would increase by 2,000%. In 2005, $200 million entered the economy as a result of the kangaroo industry. Furthermore, the profit from kangaroo harvesting funds research and recovery programs for threatened species. Most importantly, kangaroos are not farmed, they are hunted in their own environment. Licensed hunters follow strict guidelines on how many kangaroos can be killed and how they are killed. They hunt at night, shooting the kangaroos in the head with a high-powered rifle. This kills them instantly and is considered the most humane way of killing a kangaroo. Some argue that it is more humane than the slaughter of our cattle and sheep, which are herded, penned and transported to an abattoir, which can be very distressing. National park authorities set quotas based on 10 to 15% of the total kangaroo population, which is constantly reassessed. Kangaroo meat is an extremely healthy alternative to other meats. It contains less than 2% fat, 40% of which is polyunsaturated. It is extremely high in iron content. High cholesterol is a big issue in Australia, and studies have shown that people consuming kangaroo meat develop lower cholesterol levels than those eating the equivalent amount in other meats.
So in conclusion, kangaroos are a much more sustainable food source than any other kind of meat in Australia, causing a lot less destruction to this already very delicate environment. And if that isn't enough, take it from me, they're bloody tasty.
I need a chip.